Hey, this is Carly Z with Gear Diary. We have an Honor 5X Android phone here for review, and this is a budget Android phone that has pretty incredible build quality. It's metal. It has a very bright screen, 5.5-inch screen, and it's only $199 unlocked. So it's been getting a lot of positive press from that. But there's also been a lot of criticism that the skin that Honor is using on it is a little bit aggressive and ugly and things like that. That's been the big complaint. I actually think if you look at it more as a budget entry-level Android phone, there's a lot to like about the skin. Obviously not so much if you're a big Android fan, but if you're a big Android fan, you already know how to reskin the icons and replace the launcher with something that's a little bit more to your liking. But if you're a new Android user, or if you're not looking for anything too intense and you're just looking to be able to pick up your phone and use it, the skin actually has a lot of upsides to it too. I think Honor put in a lot of interesting and useful tools. So what we're going to do right now is take a quick look at at how it looks. We'll give you a little tour of the software, and stay tuned to Gear Diary for a full review fairly soon. Alright, so this is the main home screen for the Honor 5X. As you can see, it looks like regular Android with folders and things like that. The only difference is there's no app drawer. Instead, everything lands right on the home screen. And what you see is what you get. There's nothing hidden at all. Just you can put it in folders, you can put up widgets, things like that. But it's all right in front of you. As you can see, the icons are a little bit cartoony as well, but it has all the usual things. It has phone dialer, contact, got text messages, and there is an Honor browser as well as Chrome. They look honestly very similar. You can set whichever one you like as the default in settings, so you do have both options, as you can see. What I think is more interesting is what Honor kind of installs as some extras along the way. They included AccuWeather, which is actually fairly nice. They also included a calculator, a recorder, a nice little mirror system, so you can actually see yourself. You need to make sure you have anything in your teeth or anything like that. This neat little feature called Magnifier. So if you need to get a better look at something, as you can see, we're going to go ahead and try to magnify my tomatoes. It's not for picture taking, it's just for, you can even turn the light on and things like that. So that's really more, I guess, if you're in a restaurant, you're trying to read the menu, something like that. So that's a neat little feature that they've included. There is an updater for their specific skin that just double checks that everything's up to date, so you don't have to go through Google Play for that, which is, I guess, a good or a bad thing, depending on how you look at it. So they did include a file system, gives you an update on how much space you have, things like that. One of the big criticisms has been that it's very aggressive with power management. They do give you a lot of different power management options. So under power saving here, you can set it for ultra, which basically is just very, very tight power management. You can also set it for smart, where it'll adjust the CPU, or normal, where it will let you kind of run regular ways. You can also set apps to run while the screen is off or not. You can play around with all that. They basically really want you to be able to save the battery as much as possible. The battery is actually pretty excellent, as you can see. Granted, this doesn't have a SIM card in it, but we've got 6 days left on battery, according to this. It also does have 2 SIM slots, and we'll get into this more in the main review, but as part of that, they do give you all sorts of ways to manage it. Dual SIM management lets you have all sorts of settings and things like that. So it's thoughtful. It's a very thoughtful screen layout. It may not be stock Android, but it's certainly not terrible, and they've certainly given it a lot of thought. One of the things that I think is really neat is they do have a more simple home screen layout. So if you're really handing this to somebody who has no idea what they're doing with a smartphone, this is actually a way to really make it easy for them, because it's just giant buttons and it's very, very simple. It actually looks a lot like a Windows Phone, actually. So, and then oddly enough, in this case, you do get a little app drawer type setup, but it's another way to set up to make it a little bit easier, and even the settings, as you can see, do get made a little bit simpler and more grid-like as well. So that's essentially a quick overview of some of the things that the Honor 5X does differently than regular Android. It's not worse, it's not better, it's just a little bit different. And different can be good or bad, and I think in this case, depending on your audience, different is not the worst thing in the world. I think they've added, as you can see, a lot of great utilities. They've given a lot of thought to what they were putting together here, and I think for the right audience, this is actually a pretty nice improvement. Stay tuned to Gear Diary for a full review fairly soon.